You call that Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. They talk that Spanish flow, Spanish flow, Spanish flow. Tequila every night, every night, every night. You're just a 10 a flight, 10 a flight, 10 a flight.
It's You Call That Radio TV live from Mexico. And being from Scotland and living in Mexico, I've been getting lots of people asking me in Mexico, have you heard about this Willy Wonka thing? Before that, all they knew was Braveheart and Trainspotting. But now they ask me every day, they say, Buenos dias, Willy Wonka Experience. What happened there? So it's an honour to have a couple of guests with me who were actually involved in this. If you don't know who, we've got Katie here, we've got Jenny here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Katie, wait, you introduce yourselves quickly, and then what I'll do is I'll maybe play a wee compilation clip of, yes. I mean, this is international news. It's been the most memed thing I can remember for a long time. So, Katie, if you want to just introduce yourself, and then Jenny, you introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, I'm Katie. I'm here in Glasgow. I'm an artist and a poet and a general creative person. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm sure Mark will tell you where the handle is. So
I'll do that. I'll put the link in the comments for that. And what was your involvement?
I was just hired as like general event staff. So I was involved in like setting up the event and sort of like working at the event. So like serving food, giving out jelly beans, and such, taking down the event after the collapse happened. So a bit backstage of everything.
Amazing. Okay, we'll go back to the jelly beans especially in a second. And Jenny, if you could just give everybody an introduction.
Yeah, my name's Jenny. I'm a production designer. I was one of the Oompa Loompas. Not the famous one. I was the less famous one, but my picture's still kind of going around.
What a wild week.
Yeah.
Crazy. We've got Ali Grant in the house. We've got Stuart. Hello, Stuart. Hello, Stacey. Hello, Lou. Hello, Firkinell. Hello, Alan. Peter. Lou. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Just in case you've been living under a rock, because I was going to say in case you've been out of the country, but I don't think that's an excuse for missing out on what's happened here. I'm just going to play a little, a wee compilation I just made just before we went on air of some of the famous people. I mean, you might not recognise them, but these are YouTubers that are maybe got 2 million views and CNN and all that. And Lemmy, the Bold Lemmy, you couldn't have a video without the Bold Lemmy. So this is a week in Wonka. Let's just check it out.
Scotland.
There we go.
For the Willy Wonka Experience in Scotland. The advertisement spoke of cascading chocolate fountains and giant mushrooms filled with sweets, but instead they got this.
So you get nothing!
A nearly empty warehouse.
We got in, there was maybe 20 chairs, something like that, a few tables, a half-inflated bouncy castle.
A sad-looking Oompa Loompa standing next to a half-finished science project.
And we were all just kind of looking at each other and just in disbelief, really.
One parent telling ABC his kids were given a jelly bean and a half cup of limeade. No chocolate to be found.
The story of a Willy Wonka experience gone wrong in Glasgow, Scotland has taken the internet by storm, and I love it. I don't think I've ever in all my life seen such an impressive and inspiring dumpster fire of an event. It is just, mwah, it is just perfect.
What is that? It's the end dog.
We guarantee a full refund starting from Monday.
No,
okay, if you do not receive a refund,
I'm going to call the police. That's what they've done. It's a total scam.
If you could start using they, because I'm fuck all today with them and I'm on that camera and you're pointing at me and you're accusing me of something I'm not today with.
Hey, sorry,
Writing?
your pal.
Oi.
You're lucky every country's got
back.
their cameras out, because that's fucking
Oi,
rigged all your book.
come back.
So rare, but every now and then we as a culture are blessed with a collective experience that is so weird and so crazy that it's just nice to have something like this Willy Wonka experience that we can all look at and go, what? How did this get made? Who is in charge of this? Why?
Yesterday there was an event so bad that it's being called the Fire Festival of Kids Events. It was a Willy Wonka experience that charged guests $40 and used AI-generated images to drum up hype to get people in the doors. And when people actually showed up, it was legitimately like that scene out of SpongeBob with Krabby Land. It was a disheveled mess, like a complete scam from top to bottom.
Somebody said, have you seen the Willy Wonka thing in Glasgow? It's made the news here in Australia. I felt like going like that. No, what's this? What's that?
Little event to bring your kids to in Glasgow, Scotland. You got an enchanted garden, an imagination lab, the Twilight Tunnel, and even captivating entertainment.
You call that Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. They talk that.
So yeah, everyone covered it, and actually it was on Jimmy Kimmel. What's the weirdest place you've heard about this story so far, Katie?
The weirdest place?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we're talking Jimmy Kimmel. It's probably the biggest show in the world.
It wasn't in the New York Times or something like that. Like
Sorry,
that.
Katie, your microphone is going a wee bit off a little bit for me.
Is it? Oh no.
Hold on, I think it's maybe an echo. Try again.
Hello?
Yeah, you're fine. I think it's just when two are on at the same time. Sorry, I'll just mute it in between. Yeah, so what is the most surprising place that you've heard this story covered?
Australia? Probably.
Not Mexico, no, not Mexico. Jenny, what has been the biggest surprise of the coverage that you've seen so far?
I think it's just I didn't realize the scale until like last week. Like midway through the week when there's Australia, Brazil, Mexico, like I can't believe it. Yeah.
So let's go back to the start. How do you end up working for it? And at what point do you realise that there might be an issue? Katie?
I just applied for it on Indeed. Like I've just graduated uni and I'm sort of I've been in and out of various jobs and things have been a bit strange. I was working for Bouncy Castle Park for a bit and sort of just doing odd things, and it was 4 days of work and it was supposed to be like 4 full days of work at £12 an hour, and I was like, oh, like I'll make like 500 quid out of that. That'll be quite good. I just applied for it. It was very vague in the application form. Like it was just like event staff for event that is happening. I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be some sort of like film or TV thing, and I'll just be like doing running, and it's like they don't want to announce what it is before it happens in case like I don't know there's sensitive information or like secret information or something like that. Yeah, I didn't know what it was at all until we showed up on the day at 9 in the morning, and I was like, what actually is the event? And I got a sort of very scattered explanation of like, oh, it's this sort of like walkthrough experience thing, and there'll be like props and they'll get sweeties and stuff like that, and and this is just standing in an empty warehouse the day before the event. I'm like, okay.
so 9 o'clock. So the event that went viral, it was Saturday. Am I correct in saying that? And it was they had to close it down by about 12 o'clock because I think people were.
It was like 1 or 2, I think.
1 or 2. You were counting the hours. You were working. You were like, and Jenny, so what was? How did you get involved in? Where did you start to realise that things were maybe not running smoothly?
Well, I applied on the Thursday. I just thought it would be like a weekend event, just dressing up, handing out sweets. I thought nobody will know about it. And then I was just applied on the Thursday, got hired that night, and got told to come in for a costume fitting the next day on the Friday. And when I got there, I kind of thought, okay, like it's a big venue, and they must have just got access to do it up tonight. And then I was handed a script that was 15 pages long, and that's when I thought, no, there's no way it's gonna it's gonna come off the way they wanted it to.
Just to clarify, the script was 15 pages long, and is it true that the entire script was AI generated, Jenny?
Yeah, I mean, I've got it here. Okay. I feel like it's hot property at the moment.
Absolutely. Could you lead us it? Maybe perhaps read us out an excerpt. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. What's a good bit? There's a bit. Hang on. So the Oompa Loompa clutches at a small glowing orb, offering a visual representation of twilight stars. And then the Oompa Loompa says, "These orbs are the captured essence of twilight itself. They will guide us when the stars above are shy." It's just nonsense, like.
And how many people are actually working as actors at this?
There was about 7 of us. There was 3 different Willy Wonkas. There was originally 4, but then on the morning off, we realized that there was the villain in the script, the unknown. There was nobody playing them, so one of the girls playing Willy Wonka jumped into that role.
Okay, so the unknown. Now this is another thing that's weird. I've noticed that the unknown has been booked to play the cat house, and I don't know if it's the real unknown or not. But the cat house is cashing in on Wonka Experience 2. Immersive experience, 1 jelly bean per some customers, guest appearance from the unknown, and lemonade at the bar. Get your own, along with AI generated drinks. So
I don't know if it's the real unknown. She's 16, so.
Oh yeah, well, okay, so it can't be the real unknown. Okay, so we've can confirm that the real unknown will not be there. It's there will be the unknown. I would imagine maybe. Well, will there still be remembered that by Halloween? I would say normally not, but this story should have died down about at least after Monday. You would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we continue to talk about it. Jenny, you were on. Am I right in saying that you've been on television because of this? Did you do an interview?
Yeah. It's been the weirdest week of my life. I went from like just thinking, oh, this will be a nice, easy job over the weekend to all this blowing up. Me and the other Oompa Loompa went on Good Morning Britain last Friday.
And how is the other Oompa Loompa doing? Obviously, because she's been like everywhere. That's there's been no really hiding place for it. Is she taking it in good fun? I know that she says she's quite a private person, so I didn't really want to ask her on the show just in case she's just sick of it all.
No, I think she's trying to turn it around now. I think it was very overwhelming, especially like at the start. The first few days she was quite overwhelmed, but now she's trying to make the most of it and make, like turn it into a positive thing. I think she hopes to like bring attention to mental health awareness with how much hype it's gotten, just because it's just crazy. Like nobody can have anticipated how much her picture's been shared. And
absolutely, it's been non-stop. And what about yourself? Have you been able to Could you tell us about your design company? You're obviously trying to put this into a positive as well. We've got your Gen X Design _ on Instagram. So what is it? What is it you do?
I make like jewelry, and I do like art prints as well. And yeah, that's that's it. I have bookmarks.
Amazing. And same question to yourself, Katie.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing a painting of the whole thing because I do quite like the idea of like painting the absolute chaos of everything sort of coming together. Because I was there, I sort of have a unique ability to, like, I've seen some little drawings and stuff based on it, but I want to do this big tableau of everything that happened and how it all collapsed, which is very exciting. But gotta do it quick before the hype goes down, you know.
You got to strike while the iron is hot, I suppose. Although the iron might be hot, for some more time with all sorts of other stuff coming out.
I thought it was died down by now. That's like you were saying. Like
24 hours. You usually get 24 hours for things like this. And I thought, I think it was on Tuesday where someone, about 5 people had messaged me, and then a couple of my Mexican friends had talked about it, and I was like, I should probably cover this in the show. But I've probably missed the boat now anyway, because who's wanting to talk about it? And then I did respond to it, and then it just got bigger and bigger. I think, I don't know why, but it's captured the world's imagination. Excuse the pun, for imagination. What?
It's like everybody's saying it's like Fire Festival, and it was funny because after it happened, obviously, like before the hype started at all, like before anything actually happened, like I came home and I was, man, like I can't explain this any other way. It was like Fire Festival, like it was a total shit show, you know, like yeah, it was just chaos. The way it like spiraled into chaos, it's so hard to explain. Like,
Do you think, in your opinion, is it a scam? Is it fraud to be shite? Was the question that I said in my thing.
That is the question.
It's a thin line. I've never actually thought about it. Nothing's been this close to. I mean, I seen the adverts for the show, and it's not the family's faults, but I mean, it was. It was AI words. They weren't real words. I'm surprised. It's how many people are there? How many people bought tickets?
Hundreds. There were loads of people. I mean, I don't know. Like, there were a lot of people there. There were a lot of, like, so many people there. And, like, I don't know, like, Billy Cool was saying, oh, this is the first event I've ever put on. And then, like, the amount of people that were, like, through the door, was like, what are you, like, that was the thing that actually, like, made it, I think that was the thing that, like, flipped the chaos, right? Because if it had been like 50 people or like 100 people or like maybe there were like, I don't know, 20 people coming in at a time for like 20-minute slots each, it kind of would have been fine because it wouldn't. But the fact that there were so many like people witnessing this and seeing it happen and being like pushed through as quickly as possible, and I don't know, it became this like mechanical, like almost entity in its own right. It was so big.
Well, nobody else has done an art project that discusses, I think a mixture of everything, the threat of artificial intelligence to the arts world. So maybe it was all a deliberate ploy. Maybe there was a lot of thought that went behind this.
Maybe he's just a genius.
Maybe he's a genius.
Maybe he did it all on purpose. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, Billy, like, the thing is, he was sick when we were working. So, like, he was saying basically as little as possible the whole time because he could hardly like this. I couldn't speak at all. Because his throat was messed up. And he also said that he was autistic. So he was speaking a lot. So it was quite hard to, like, actually get an idea of how he felt about things. It's quite difficult to read as a person, like not making eye contact a lot and stuff like that. So it's really difficult to judge whether it's intentional or not. I mean, there's all the stuff about his, like, the AI generated books on Amazon,
yep.
And like this charity gala that he tried to put on like years ago, with like I don't know. I just saw it on Reddit like this. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
have
that's. I mean, it's worth pointing out that Reddit is, Reddit's got to Reddit, and I don't want to start talking about potential allegations. The AI books seem real, though.
But
then,
I will say that I was speaking to him after, and he did say he worked. Like he was saying that the food that was like not sold, the stuff that was they couldn't send back to the wholesalers, they were going to donate to the charity, which is a food charity, like a food bank. That he was like, oh, I used to volunteer at this charity, so he did make a reference to the charity that he used to volunteer at.
but it's not his first event, though. I mean, he's saying it's his first event, and it looks like he has done other events, so that kind of makes you a bit sceptical. But what an interesting character. The AI books that I did research that the AI book seems like a real thing.
Yeah.
And once again, what is there anything wrong with that? I mean, from an artistic point of view, I wouldn't want to buy an AI generated book. But is there morally anything wrong with that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Would you read it? I mean, if this is we had a clip of the.
I don't read a lot of really good books that are written by actual people. You know, I don't have time to be reading things that robots write.
We've got his comments coming in. Stacey's saying, looking forward to your painting. Is it okay to have an exclusive reveal of the sketch?
Oh yeah, you can see it. I mean, I can lift it up. It's just here. Yeah, it's not totally total, but hang on.
It looks great. No, it gives you a
There's
bird's
like,
eye view.
Wait, I can't. It's all reversed. It's hard to do the thing. This is people going in. There's the entrance. This is the magical garden. This is the unknown and the tunnel. And then there'll be people coming through to the lemon. Yeah, that's you there. Then this is the rainbow arch that people came out of, and they were released back into the warehouse. A queue that was miles long. This is me handing out jelly beans. The non-existent chocolate fountains. The fancy castle, pizzas and hot dogs that you also had to pay for. Yeah.
Of course. You were in charge of the jelly beans. You did say at the start of the show you were in charge of the jelly beans. I've heard it's jelly babies. I heard it was jelly babies. I've heard jelly beans. Can you confirm or deny it was jelly babies or jelly beans, and how many per person?
It was jelly beans, right? There were right. So there were like 9 different kinds of sweets. We had 9 trays all filled with sweets, and we were giving out free sweets to everybody that came in. Well, free, like that came with the ticket, and everybody got a bag of sweets and a lollipop. And I was handing out these sweets, and I was sort of half filling the bags. I was like, okay, like how many sweets do kids want? If they're gonna get excited about sweets, I'm gonna give them each like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of each kind of sweet, and then they'll have a nice picking mix, you know. And then one of the ladies that knew Billy that was working, she came over and she was like, "No, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is way too many sweets. Like we're gonna run out of sweets." So I started putting less in, and then she came over again, and she was like, "No, there's still too many." And I ended up like we started running out of certain kinds of sweets because there were different numbers of all of the different sweets. So some of them started going out, like we ran out faster of certain ones than others. And we started having to put like 1 kind of each sweet. There was like 9 sweets in the bag, and then we ran out of lollipops, and all the lollipops were broken, and we couldn't give them any lollipops anymore. And then we also had to like originally we were giving sweets to everybody that came up through the queue, and then the people that we were waiting for said that, oh no, the free sweets are just for the kids. Like you can't give a bag of sweets to the adults that are here. People were coming up to me being like, but all the tickets are the same price. Like why wouldn't I be able to have my complimentary bag of sweets? And I'm just like, man, like I don't know, but I just
Was there enough limeade? Was there enough bars limeade to handle 850 people?
No, there was a whole pack left over when we were cleaning up after. There was like a whole pack of limeade left over afterwards. Like I took home like 6 cans afterwards because Billy was like, "Yeah, just take it home." And actually, right, okay, I'm gonna.
So
be
there was
back.
too much. You're saying there was too much limeade. So why were they little glasses
I don't
of
understand
shots?
it. We ran out of jelly beans. I remember you coming, Jen. I remember you coming up to me and being like, "We're running out of jelly beans. We're running out of jelly beans. You need jelly beans." There's no jelly beans left. I'm literally giving away like all of the jelly beans. I was like, we don't need them for pick and mix if they need them for the script. And so there was this whole thing about running out of jelly beans. Give me one moment, right? I'll be back in a second.
All right, she's off. She's got something for us. I think this is an exclusive. Jenny, just while she's nipped off to get, I'm guessing, jelly beans or limeade. Jenny, could you explain to me what was your day look like? So are you just acting things out? Could you just explain to me what's your day look like? Hold on, wait, she's back. Okay. Wow.
These are jelly beans. They were left over. I found like vials of jelly beans. There were like test tubes full of jelly beans just left over after the event. So,
keep them, sell them on eBay.
Yeah, that's definitely eBay.
Jelly beans.
Official, authentic Willy Wonka jelly beans.
Yeah.
Or keep them for your art exhibition when you're going to do your art exhibition.
Yeah.
Jenny, I just asked you while Katie had left the room. So yeah, what was your day looking like? Explain what was happening in the hours that you were there.
So the idea of what we got told was that there'd be multiple Wonkas, so that every 15 minutes a new group of people would come through and get the whole like performance script read off, and the whole thing should last about an hour's total, with like the different Wonkas swapping out the whole time, and the Oompa Loompas just kind of fitting themselves in wherever. So that was going okay for maybe like the first hour. Like it was rough, but like we were trying to hold it together, and then we got told it was taking too long. There's people waiting outside. Get rid of the script. Just have people walk through, and have people like just interact with them, just chat to them, kind of just wing it. So that's, I think, when it fell off. Like that's when, because there's no story to hold people there to keep their attention. So people were just kind of walking in and being like, oh, okay, this is nice, and then walking straight through, and then getting to the end and realizing that was it, and just, yeah. Hang on, I can't hear you.
Sorry, so I'm muting everyone because there's some sort of weird echo coming, so I'm muting each other while everyone else is talking, so sometimes I mess it up. But yeah, I've changed my background to reflect the experience. I forgot to do that at the beginning. But yeah, I've got a very relevant question here, because we're live here. Prophet64, he's a great hip-hop producer, but he makes a very valid point. Maybe I'm missing something, but why did they make you dish out sweets and not chocolate? Has anyone got a take on that? Katie?
Yeah, so there was
because it's called, just to clarify, it's not Glasgow Wonka Experience that it's been named. It was a Willy's chocolate experience.
Yeah. So basically, there was chocolate, but the chocolate was in. So next to the sort of like trays of sweets that we were handing out, there was a table with marshmallows, bananas, strawberries, and 2 chocolate fountains. And the thing is, because they were like late opening the event, like people were arriving before 10, and we didn't, like, there were people trying to come in before 10, and then at 10 o'clock, like, they had to shut the doors to stop people coming in because we weren't ready to set up. We were still like putting up tables and putting up chairs, and like I was like cleaning surfaces or the computers because nobody was bothered to like clean them, and I was like, this is disgusting. So there were 2 chocolate fountains, right? And they hadn't like realized that the chocolate fountains didn't melt the chocolate, that you had to melt the chocolate and then put it in the chocolate fountains. So they didn't have any chocolate for like the first 2 hours because one of the women was going to like Asda or something like that to go and buy a microwave to melt the chocolate to put in the chocolate fountain. And then when it arrived, like they were just melting the chocolate in like a single cardboard cup. And that, like, every time that was done, it took like 10 minutes to do. So like they would like run over. We need more chocolate. We need more chocolate. This little cardboard cup, like with the chocolate. And they were like, okay, I guess like this is what we have. And they patched one of the chocolate fountains as well. There ended up only being one chocolate fountain. I'm not sure. Maybe that was just they couldn't melt enough chocolate. The chocolate fountains, but there was loads of leftover chocolate. Like the issue wasn't the lack of chocolate. The issue
Right.
was, it was an organizational issue.
It's an organisation. Yeah, it seems like there may be a couple of organisational issues. Lewis says this just keeps getting funnier and funnier. Ali Grant is laughing at multiple Wonkas. Oh, for fuck's sake, the chocolate fountain palaver, I can't breathe. There was, remember there was hundreds of, hold on, let me have fraud to be shy. I think I'll be using your quote, Mark. Yeah, well, like I said, people phoned the police. What do you make of people phoning the police? Was it, I mean, I've played a few bad events in my life. Was it bad enough to phone the police, Jenny?
I don't know if, like, I'm not sure who exactly phoned the police. I heard that it was, like, Billy himself because he was worried for his protection. Or, like, I don't know, I've heard different things. But I think people just felt absolutely scammed and just felt like they needed to phone the police. It was getting a bit out of hand. Like, people were very rightfully upset, and things were getting pretty, like...
I think the main thing for me is it's £35. It's 35.
Yeah.
So is that £35 per person? Are we talking if you're two adults and you've got two kids? Is that 35 times 4?
Yeah. They're like, there was nobody who just came by themselves either. Like, everybody was paying at minimum like 60 something quid. So, like, they're...
Therein lies the anger, I think. What would you think? What if it had been a tenner?
Maybe.
What's the cut-off fine here?
£2. I feel like it would have been
£2. Okay, so if it was a five, maybe a fiver, you'd be like, that's actually no bad.
Hot dog, I think a tenner would be acceptable.
Yeah.
A free hot dog?
Yeah.
But the hot dogs, how much were the hot dogs? Because you had to buy them separately.
For a hot dog. No, yeah, £5 for a hot dog and a can of juice. £4 for a slice of pizza and a can of juice.
Not great. Not great if you're a family of 4 and you've spent £35. It's not great. It's not great, Billy. Billy, it's not great. Billy Wonka is Billy the Unknown. No, we've already revealed who Billy was, the unknown who was earlier on. The police. I'm going to die from laughing. I found this so sad until today. It is really sad. It is sad. There was people. Obviously, it's sad. It's just funny as well. But you can be both. And I think, it's a point. Hold on. Jen and Katie are legends, says Stacey. 9 trays. I heard there was 1 fun-size pack of jelly babies. Don't believe everything you read in the media. That's why we're speaking to people directly, because, you know, I have seen. Is there anything that you've seen that was untrue? Because I've seen stuff like this happen before, where the internet gets carried away and someone adds something else, and it's like, wait a minute, that bit didn't happen.
One thing I will say is, like, people are saying it was £35, and I'm sure a lot of people paid £35 because, like, I think that people were paying that. But I looked on the website, and on the website it said that the tickets were £18. So I don't know, like, whether they've I don't know what the disparity there is. Like, I don't know whether people.
Jerry, any ideas in this one? Is it maybe because the kid can't go there themselves, so you've got to pay £35 to take a child? Is it something like that, Jerry? Have you got an opinion on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was something that I saw a lot of online, is that the tickets were different prices at different times. So like a lot of people paid £35, but then there was like they kept doing like sales and stuff to get more people. So like a lot of people paid 18, and then I heard originally the tickets were priced at 60 for like a week, and then so there could have been people there who paid £60. And then yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. They also did like discounts for carers and like disability kind of discounts, which I think is taken advantage of.
Yeah. So yeah, that is yeah. So there's been different pricing structure. That makes sense. An unorganised gig, because there is organisational issues. The prices changed. Maybe there wasn't enough sales, so they just changed the price and messed around. So that would explain that. Do you think people will get their refunds? And if you don't mind me asking, have you been paid yet, Katie? I know that you've done a public video about this, so I'll ask you first.
Yeah, I got paid £192, which is not for all the hours I worked. I worked for 20 hours, so I should have been paid £240. But I did get paid something, which is better than nothing. I'm much happier being paid £192 than getting paid absolutely nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did think that it was unlikely that anyone was getting paid.
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't.
So he is starting to pay people. Jenny, have you found that?
Yeah, I've seen that some people are getting refunds, but it's still a huge amount haven't been refunded. The actors got paid half of what they signed the contract to, and that was just, we're not sure. We think it was because they got wind that some of us were going on television over here, and they might have thought, oh crap, we need to like pay them.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that things might have been different had it not got so much media attention.
Yeah, I think
it was supposed to be 2 days. And
What? Sorry.
Well, like, obviously it was supposed to be the Saturday and the Sunday, so maybe their logic was, well, they only did 1 day, so they only get half the pay.
Yes, but obviously it's not.
Well, no, that's unreasonable.
But it's not. It's unreasonable. Yeah, I think it comes down to organisational issues once again, because it was them that cancelled the thing. That's not your fault. You're ready for work. There's people wanting him to redo. There's over 5,000, I think maybe 10,000 now. People have signed a petition to bring this event back. If it was to come back, Jenny, would you do the event again?
Yeah, why not?
Katie, would you go back? Yeah. Is there a way to use someone? Actually, I don't know who it was. Someone's left a comment earlier on. I missed it, but they said, "Have you thought about uniting and starting your own Fringe show or Edinburgh Fringe show, or something like that?"
We actually could.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I think
do the Fringe
you
show.
should definitely
unionise and make a Fringe show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golden tickets, curious other than the curious are. Hats off to them. And yeah, okay. So you would do it again. You should definitely do a Fringe show, and you should definitely do your art. So one more time, I want to just give Katie a platform to talk about your art. Now, I've known Katie's artwork for ages. Some of you might recognise Katie from being in the Poet of the Year. You call that radio's Poetry of the Year slam as well on this channel. So Katie, what you've shown us your sketches. How can people check out your stuff?
So my Instagram is katie.saw.here, which is like Katie was here, but instead it's Katie saw here.
Yeah.
these places, you know. And I've got a website. It's katyhealy.art.
And I've got that. I've put it in the comments, guys. So if you're, and I'll add in the info as well. So katyhealy.art. And you're working on a project, but you can't tell us what it is. So it's
well, I guess it's. I'm painting. It's gonna be called In Between the Streets. I haven't announced it yet. INN in. So I'm painting the interiors of pubs and venues in Glasgow and sort of like specific scenes in the streets of Glasgow that I feel connected to in terms of intimacy and pub culture and the positive aspects of drinking culture and like community and like coming together for like music and stuff like that, because I think that in Glasgow and in Scotland generally there's obviously quite a negative association and negative experiences that people have with drinking and with alcohol, but there's also like really positive parts of that, and I think it's good to be able to focus on those bits and not the bad stuff. And it's important to value those parts of our culture and not think of them just like take them for granted, basically. So I'm painting those sorts of things.
amazing. Well, it's interesting in Mexico here. They've got a drink called mezcal that is seen as more of a sacred medicine that was passed down from the ancients, and but obviously they don't drink as much as Glasgow, to be fair. And Jenny, I'll bring you in. I'll put your Instagram in the comments as well. Just tell us a little bit about what you've got coming up, if anything.
Well, sorry. Sorry. I'm like, my brain's gone all over the place.
Oh, don't worry at all. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what you guys have been through this week. So. Honestly, but I've got your Gen X Design _ on Insta, so let me just get that on the screen for everyone. I'll put that in the comments as well.
Yeah, I have a small business where I make and sell kind of jewelry and art prints. I might make a drawing or something to commemorate this. Yeah, just
I think
TikTok,
you've got to.
Instagram. It's you can.
I think you've got to. I think you've definitely got to do your art, guys. Do your art.
Yeah.
The Instagram's in it. So add Jen and Katie on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't know if this is going, but there is talk of a world tour. So maybe you will get to take this experience to Australia, to Mexico, to Hollywood. Who knows? Who knows what's next? But I think a Fringe show. Someone's going to do the Fringe show, so I hope one of you gets to do it. But thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Live from Mexico to Glasgow, Jenny and Katie. She called that radio TV. If you're just new to the channel, we do live streams, we do podcasts, audio podcasts, video podcasts, news commentary, and live music sessions. So hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Please check out Katie's website. Please give Jen's design company a follow on Instagram. And have any thought about reading the script? Well, I mean, I think they did. Jenny has access to the script. I don't think you could make a full show out of it. Maybe with some really good obscure music in the background. I don't know. I don't think it would work. I don't think the robots are taking our jobs yet. So the question that we sometimes ask in this show is AI going to take our jobs? And I think that right now, we've got another year, guys. We've got another year before AI does steal the job.
Took our jobs, who did? The robots. We're a slave to technology that makes us worse off. Robots are robust, workers that don't take much days off. Big shots, hit the jackpot and the purchase mugged us off. They took our jobs, who did? The robots. Exhausted lies about utopia that can't be on top. Promised dishwashers but they still want critical thought. Computers get better job offers, the pros are less than right.
So our jobs are safe for one more year, it seems. I'm going to end with some memes and shout outs to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Thank you very much. Thanks to Jenny and Katie. I'm going to share just a collection of memes that this week has inspired. So let's go for that. A week in memes. a week in memes. Let's go for that. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Let's go for some memes to finish the show. Okay, here we go. Bye!
You call that Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. They talk that Spanish flow, Spanish flow, Spanish flow. Tequila every night, every night, every night. You're just a telephone.